Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. What's going on out there in the land of America? How is everybody doing today? Thank you so much for coming. I super appreciate it. You had to choose to come to this channel because YouTube won't give you that option. You have to find my channel. If you look my channel up, you'll see all the negative videos made about me, but it won't show my channel. So I appreciate you coming. I really value you that you came here to spend this time with me right now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. You had to choose to come to this channel because YouTube does not put it into the search engines. It does not show my videos on the preview screens. So I'm very grateful. Do me a favor, everybody, put in the comment section OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the comment section real fast for me. OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. And then if you would, please hit the like button. And then everybody say happy birthday, unisex. Happy birthday, unisex. So happy you're here. Now, as you guys know, I cover videos of people who get arrested. And so sometimes I have to cover channels that I don't want to cover. However, I can't find any body cam footage for this particular arrest anywhere else. This is the only channel I can find it on. So I have to kind of hold my breath and hold my nose and just cover this video. So this woman is going to complain to the police that he's driving like a shithead, and she is going to get arrested for that. I will let this guy's a good reporter. You know, there's activists and there's reporters in the world. Let me break it down like that. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. There you go. Let me fix that bad chicken. What is going on out there in the land of America? Happy Freedom Day. You're free. So I looked for this video everywhere that I could possibly find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. This was the only channel I can find it on. So we're going to have to watch part of this channel. What is going on? Press with Ranker. Good to see everybody. Everybody hit the like button if you would, please, real fast. Now I'm going to I'm going to show you guys this video, and this woman is going to get arrested. Everybody say happy birthday to unisex. Happy birthday, unisex. Let's get into the video, and then I will comment as we go.
Be extremely careful when you come up on somebody.
I knocked on your window.
Okay, you're fixing to go to jail.
You're going to send me to jail for your bad driving.
You beat on his window and you put him in fear.
Beat on his window. You beat on his window, and you put him in fear because you knocked on his window.
Physical injury.
Okay, I disagree.
She's menacing the cop.
Welcome back to the lackluster Chille Mother. Just ahead and in an adjacent lane to their left was Deputy Croft of the McCracken County Sheriff's Office, who was driving without his emergency lights or tones activated. Suddenly, the deputy is alleged to have merged across the two lanes of traffic to his right without the use of a turn signal. The reckless act nearly caused his cruiser to make contact with Juniper's vehicle, but she immediately slammed on her brakes to avoid a collision. Deputy Croft had cut off the other travelers to avoid missing a right-hand turn that would lead him to this McDonald's. Juniper made the same turn and entered.
So the real definition of a pig is he's going to cut off a woman so that he can get to McDonald's.
Right-hand turn that would lead him to this McDonald's. Juniper made the same turn and entered the establishment's parking lot as well.
Hey, come here. Let me explain something to you. You be extremely. No, don't walk away from me.
Don't walk away from me. And what I found the funniest about this, I watched this yesterday, and it says on the side of the pig mobile, striving for excellence. Do you see it? Striving for excellence along the side of the truck. Now, after this pig cut her off, she then followed him into the McDonald's, went up to his window, and he was doing something, and she tapped twice on the window, and then she said, you know, you drive like shit or whatever. And then he's gonna, well, you'll see.
No, just be extremely careful when you come up on somebody.
No, you be extremely careful when you deal with me, Piggy.
Okay, be
Okay?
extremely careful when
Listen,
you're
I didn't
driving
see
because
you.
you cut me
Listen,
off.
listen,
You did
I
not
did
even
not
use
see
your
you.
turn signal. Use
At
your
the
turn
last
signal.
minute, he called. He needed me over here.
So use your turn
Okay,
signal.
I did
At
not.
the last minute, he called and he needed me over here, but he didn't activate his emergency lights.
Is that
know
the law?
that,
Are
okay?
you supposed
Listen,
to use
do
your turn
not
signal?
come up threatening on me like that.
Threatening on you? I'm so sorry. Listen to what this pig says.
Okay, I did not
that
know
the law?
that.
Are
Okay,
you supposed to
listen,
use
do
your turn
not
signal?
come up threatening on me like that.
I'm
That-
Do not come up threatening on me like that. Is that like excited delirium? A term they just made up so when they killed people, they would say, oh no, he must have excited deliriumed.
Okay, I did not
that
know
the law?
that.
Are
Okay,
you supposed to
listen,
use
do
your turn
not
signal?
come up threatening on me like that.
I'm
That-
Wow. Threatening on me like that. I thought the Supreme Court could make up words, not nearly like cops can on the streets.
That's a good way to go to
Look at
jail,
you.
okay?
For what? My bad drive?
No,
You're going to
you
send
do
me
not
to
come
jail
up
for
here
your
beating
bad
on my
driving.
window,
I
man.
knocked on your window.
Okay?
I knocked on your
Yeah, she knocked on his window, which is reasonable. How do cops knock on windows? How do cops knock on doors? She knocked on his window like a gazelle.
window
Extremely
after
careful.
you
That's
cut
called
across
menacing.
2 lanes
Huh?
without your turn signal.
Oh, I
I'm
think
so sorry. You missed it. Listen close here. He's going to tell her something and listen to what he says. Listen to him.
window
extremely
after
careful.
you
That's
cut
called
across 2
menacing.
lanes
Be extremely careful. That's called menacing, is what he said.
Huh?
without your turn signal.
Oh, I think you're fixing to go to jail. But
Because of
Fixing to go to jail for what exactly? For what exactly is she fixing to go to jail for?
listen to me.
driving.
You do not come up in a protest like that, beating on my window.
I
You about
knocked on your
scared me because
window.
I had no clue you were there.
You
Deputy-
about scared me. I about had no clue that you were there.
In the lane beside him when he made the illegal maneuver.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, did you have a clue I was behind you when you cut across 2
I
lanes
did
of
not.
traffic?
No, I
Then
did
you
not.
should drive better.
Okay. I have a dog in my back. It's hard for me to see.
He then claims he's apologized 3 times, but that is not reflected in the video.
I've done apologize to you. Now, this will
I
be the
didn't hear
third
that.
time.
Okay.
It's not.
I mean, I'm sorry. If you're from the South, I just can't understand. Why don't you could still talk with normal English? The words he says right here are just so retarded. Listen to the actual words he chooses to use.
Hard for me to see.
He then claims he's apologized 3 times, but that is not reflected in the video.
I've done apologize to you. Now, this will be the third.
I've done apologized to you. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Time.
Okay.
It's not extremely smart to be acting the way you're acting right now.
Why isn't it extremely smart? You're not her dad. And what you're about to do, I hope, is going to lose your job.
Because I will put you in jail.
Put her in jail for what? For walking up and redressing you? That's why I'm showing this video on a channel I don't want to show. Because it has to be seen.
Okay?
Yeah.
I will put
Did you hear what he said? You have to have respect for the law. Listen to what he says, the partner in the background.
you the way you're acting right now because I will put you in jail. Okay?
She don't have any respect for the law. Partner, you've never met me before. I'm another level.
I will put you in jail. I don't care.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Put her in jail for what? She knocked on a window and said, you cut across 2 lanes, you drove like shit, and walked away.
Do you understand me?
Now she's just trying to bite her tongue and get away from this pig because he's being now a complete, he already cut her off. Now he's being a complete and total tyrant. So she tries to just figure, the game you play with people when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife and you just have to shut down and let the other person win this fight.
Do I understand what?
That I will put you in jail.
For what?
First off, your disorderly conduct,
What
menacing,
disorderly
beating on my
menacing?
window like
You
that.
Are
Okay.
armed to the teeth, and I'm menacing. I knocked
You don't
on
walk
the
up on
window.
us like that.
Oh, bro, you have never met me before. Oh my Lord. Put a 1 in the chat and just put a 1 in the chat. If this pig he would get a rude awakening if he ever met me.
Okay. May I drive away now?
Not yet, you're not.
Juniper is told that she is not free to leave as Deputy Croft runs her plates and requests a 3rd unit to the minor dispute.
Do you have your driver's license on you, ma'am? Simple
it's a
question.
traffic stop.
It is now.
Why?
Because you got out on my vehicle and beat on my window. Now, right now, I'm investigating a disorderly conduct. I need to see your driver's license and your proof of insurance.
Okay, this is not a traffic stop. So I walked
Do
up.
you understand what I'm asking you?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay,
I just don't
I
think
need you
you're
to get your driver's license and proof of insurance.
Juniper now retrieves the demanded documents.
I'm not for helping out your dog.
She should have reached up into her visor where she had all of her documents prepared with her trifold.
But you don't have to cross two lanes of traffic.
Need your driver's license.
I'm sorry, please don't take it out of my hand.
Let me have your driver's license
No,
so I
I
can
am
cut you a
required to
citation.
present it. Hey, give
Back
my
off
property back.
before you go to jail.
Give my property back.
Don't be reaching in your car.
What have I said to you guys? There have been studies that have been done that prove that people believe, whether you like it or not, it's not me, it's a study, that people believe that their car is an extension of themselves, and also that your driver's license is an extension of you. That's why I tell you to get a photocopy of your driver's license and laminate it inside of a sheet with your recent proof of insurance and your registration. Now, you often have to fold the registration up. I said to create a pouch, but the point is it all goes inside of your trifold. And now you have all the power with that pig. That pig right there is saying things to her that she could rebuke if she had the trifold, and she doesn't. And it's so frustrating to watch this. But if you don't have a copy of your driver's license and you don't have it in a laminated slip, when that jackboot thug pig takes your identification and puts it in his pocket, you're going to feel like he took something from you. There's studies done on this, I'm telling you.
Or either. I've got it all on record.
Yeah, y'all lose your cameras.
She said, yeah, y'all lose your cameras. Yes, they do.
Ain't that? So I can't do nothing with this dog in the back seat. They're right there.
I can't do nothing with this dog in the back seat.
Stole my property.
Stay
He
right.
snatched it
No,
out
he
of my
didn't.
hand.
That's the state's property. Stay
my
right there.
That is not the state's property. She's talking about her driver's license.
So pull up.
So watch this. She goes to get her driver's license back. As soon as she starts recording, she's going to walk and go to get her license back from the pig who snatched it out of her hand.
It's your cameras.
Ain't that? So I can't do nothing with this dog in the back seat. They're right there.
He stole my property.
Stay
He
right.
snatched it
No,
out
he
of my
didn't.
hand.
That's the state's property. Stay
My
right
fault.
there.
He snatched
So-
it out of my hand.
Pull up. I went in the car lane over there. I guess I cut her over. Never seen her over there. Of course,
He just said, I cut in front of her. I guess I cut in front of her. I never seen her. That's the entire reason why she said, you're driving like shit. I don't think she said those words. She tapped on his window, tried to communicate with him, and then she got frustrated and walked away. So I don't know what was said, but she went up to address him and said, you were driving like shit. Pretty much. But she didn't say those words.
she comes up here. I'm getting ready to talk. She comes beating on my window. Scares me to death. I had no clue. Jump out. She starts freaking.
What? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Never seen her over there. Of course, I can't say a whole lot about that.
Okay, now watch this. Listen to what he says right here and look at the acting job. He's got a canine dog in the back that can attack people. He's got a gun, a taser, a stick, and likely a partner.
She comes up here. I'm getting ready to talk. She comes beating on my window.
She came beating on my window. See the fist he just made? You're going to see that that's not what she did at all. And now listen to this part right here.
Scares me to death.
Scares me to death. Oh, no. Put a one in the chat if cops are cowards. You're scared someone knocked on your window?
I had no clue. Jump out. She starts freaking. Boom, 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 boom. So I hit the record.
She wasn't going boom, 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 boom. She tapped on your window twice.
She's doing the way she's going. I mean, she's yelling, screaming.
She wasn't yelling and screaming at all. Every word he's saying is a lie. She walked away. She was frustrated. She couldn't communicate with. She's yelling and screaming. There was never yelling and screaming.
Disorderly. I'm fixing the hooker. Boom, 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 boom. So I hit the record. Start recording. You know, she's doing the way she's going. I mean, she's yelling, screaming. She's disorderly. I'm fixing the hooker. For disorderly.
Take her for disorderly. Let me zoom in on these words here. Take her for disorderly. Well, now that creates a bigger discussion. Take her where? Take her to the dungeon. Arrest her. Arrest her because she's disorderly, according to them, for her redressing the driver of the cop car and telling him he wasn't driving well. Take her for saying that you drove poorly to jail. Take her to jail.
Hold that and go ahead and let me.
Deputy Croft returns to his vehicle to make a phone call, but mutes his camera for the conversation, while Deputy Crone runs Juniper's license, during which she begins recording and attempting to identify the men who had detained her and her mother.
Don't gloss over that.
Mutes his camera for the conversation.
Mutes his camera for the conversation. So they're colluding and plotting, and we pay for the cameras, and he gets to turn it off whenever he decides that he's going to plot and plan to arrest somebody from the streets for simply redressing him.
While Deputy Crone runs Juniper's license, during which she begins recording and attempting to identify the men who had detained her and her mother.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can't find her footage, and I can't get this body cam footage anywhere on the internet. I looked for it.
What's your name and badge number?
It doesn't matter if you get their name and badge number. It does not matter. The person who you call, who is that person's superior, or the internal affairs investigation that's opened after you file your complaint, will go nowhere. You will not see your complaint go anywhere. Nothing will happen when you complain to the cops. Nothing will happen. Zero. You'll get a bigger pig than the pig who treated you poorly.
May I go ask that person what his name and badge number is?
Hang out here. They ask you to stay put.
You don't have to ask them for your freedom. You're out of your car. Your mom is there. You're not fleeing. You can walk around anywhere you want, and you don't need their permission.
Be calm.
Just be calm as we run roughshod over your rights and try to figure out a way to arrest you.
They'll address you when they're ready, okay?
They'll address you when they're ready. Oh my God, this is despotism.
What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
I'll talk to you in a minute, okay?
Deputy Croft and Crone now meet to discuss what to arrest her for.
Disorderly conduct. Fixing the window. We have minutes now. That's menacing.
That's menacing. Wait till I knock on your window, pig. Wait till I knock on your window.
Whatever. That's menacing.
The deputies conspired to arrest Juniper for menacing, which is defined as intentionally placing another person in reasonable apprehension of imminent physical injury. However,
And that pig said, scared the life out of me.
if we refer back to the body cam footage of Deputy Croft, we see that he first drives into the parking lot and stops to speak with another deputy, who happens to be facing the direction from which Juniper is approaching. It is highly likely that the deputy advised Croft that someone was walking up to his window, as Deputy Croft is seen moving his hand to the window's controls nearly 5 seconds prior to Juniper even reaching the driver's door. Deputy Croft then began rolling down the window as Juniper began knocking, which is only captured in 4 frames of this video. Seen here, in the side view mirror, her hand is clearly postured into a loose ball to expose her knuckles.
She knocked with her little tiny knuckles because she's just 100-pound woman. She's just 100-pound woman. That's all she is. She did this on his window. Have you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys see me knock on cops' windows? Have you seen how I knock on their windows? Has anybody here seen the way when I am addressing a cop, if they shut the door on me or roll the window up, the way I knock on a door or a window? Unbelievable. She had her, I'm so sorry. She had her little 100-pound hand doing this. That's not how I knock. Not at all. Are you kidding me?
indicating that her only intention was to announce her presence, which she did by knocking twice on the glass. With these facts in mind, it is unlikely that a reasonable jury would determine that Deputy Croft was in fear of imminent physical injury, especially as his only reaction was to reach for the radio, not a taser, firearm, or other defensive device, and then
Nearly scared the death out of me.
exited his cruiser after Juniper told him to use his blinker and to watch his driving, only to chase after her.
Oh, so that's what she said. Use your blinker and watch your driving. That's what she said. I'm glad I know what she actually said.
And of course, despite another good officer on scene to witness
Put a 1 in the chat if there are no good officers. Look, he's got his thin blue bands on around his wrist. He's got 2 of them.
the event, he never speaks up as Deputy Croft and Crone arrests Juniper.
You need to go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back, and then the rest.
For what?
Let me point something out real quick. Let me just point something out, okay? You see how we can see on her recording that he's wearing a body camera? And these jackboot thug pigs, why do you think it is that they would arrest Juniper? Why would they arrest her knowing that they're recording? You can see the camera right there on his chest. Knowing that they're recording, knowing that everything that these jackboot thug pigs, put it in the comment section, JBTP, jackboot thug pig. So how come it is that this jackboot thug pig, they would knowingly arrest Juniper, knowing that they're recording this entire interaction? I'll tell you why. There's a few reasons. Number one, you might not ever get to see that camera footage. There's a chance you can't see it. Obviously Lackluster got it, but there's a chance always that you may not get to see that footage. Depends on what really happens. If someone dies, Ronald Green, you may not see that footage for years. Then number two, these guys have been doing this for so long that this is par for the course. This is how they normally treat people. If you redress them or say anything to them, they arrest you for disorderly. It goes to court. Number three, the prosecutors and judges are in bed with the cops. You don't get a fair shake at court. That's not how it works. I was just there. Every single cop who showed up that testified against the person driving for the traffic infraction, the cop was right and the person was guilty. So you don't get a fair shake at court. Number four, if you sue these jackboot thug pigs in federal court, the federal judge is working against your lawsuit and against you the entire way. I'm in federal court now. The judges are working against me constantly in all cases, in every one of my federal cases.
Disorderly conduct and menacing.
Menace. This is funny. Okay.
Don't.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
You don't have to hand.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, you want my keys now? Yes, take me.
Don't be grabbing on stuff. Same time. Why?
Back up.
We'll give it to you, but don't be jerking it until we know. We don't know what you're pulling out of
Okay,
your
well, you're not allowed to go in my pocket.
Okay, then have a seat.
Look, they don't want her mom. Look at her. Look, no offense. Look at her old mom, her old mother wearing the sundress. Neither one of these.
Don't want us to go in your. Actually, we can get your pocket. You're under arrest. So
You're under arrest. Stop it.
Incident to arrest. You can be searched. So I just saw. So I want to address something here real fast. So, Alarcia, I love Alarcia. She's new to Team DLZ. She's been around for a couple months now, a few months. I'm glad Alarcia is here. So end qualified immunity or move to Colorado. So actually, Alarcia, in Colorado, there is no qualified immunity. It's been abolished. And one of the most tyrannical police states in America is Colorado. And this right here, what's happening to her, this detention that she's going through where the cop said, no, you have to stay here now, even though there's no probable cause. Remember, if you go back in the video about 10 minutes where she said, I'm leaving. He said, no, you're being detained right here. That's Terry. That's Terry versus Ohio. Because with no law being broken without Terry versus Ohio, Juniper could have just driven away. So which came first? Now, she can sue this jackboot thug pig, and he can then try to invoke qualified immunity for kidnapping somebody. But which came first? Was it the Terry detention or the qualified immunity? The Terry detention comes first. If you can't be detained, then you could leave. Cop says, hey, wait, stop. You say, what's the crime? There's no crime. Say the ordinance or the statute or I'm leaving. If he can't say the ordinance or statute, then I'm leaving. But because of Terry versus Ohio, they could detain her. So it's not qualified immunity, and there is no qualified immunity in Colorado. And how's it going? How's Colorado going? How's Loveland going? Loveland, Colorado, one of the worst police departments in America.
No, I'm Caldwell. Oh, that's my daughter.
I'm double locking these cuffs so they don't tighten up on you, okay?
You got any pocket knives or anything on you?
No.
If she don't want to give her keys up, then we'll tow that vehicle.
All right, I'm going to walk you back here, okay?
What did he just say?
I would like to give my mother my keys now.
Okay.
I would like to give my mother my
No,
keys.
so you're not going to do it. You're handcuffed, okay?
I know.
So,
I want
okay,
my
so
mother to go in there.
listen to me.
No,
You're under
I want
arrest. So
her
this is a
to
search incident to arrest, okay? I'm lawfully able to search you after
Okay.
you've been placed under arrest, okay?
So this is what I was talking about the other day. Everybody welcome Billy Bo to Team DLZ. And so look at the Stanford experiment that was done in Stanford playing out in real life. Look, when you're arrested, all of a sudden you're now a prisoner, and there can be no common sense. You're a prisoner, and I'm your guard. And that is what you're seeing play out here. Juniper, who isn't a criminal, I'm sure she doesn't have, she's no threat to anybody. They're treating her as though they're following a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that when we see them on camera now are inhumane, brutal, and barbaric. And we have to change them. We have to change these policies, procedures, and protocols.
I understand, but I'm just telling you how it is.
No, you don't understand. You're the one doing it to her.
Saturday, I'll do you next week.
Central Metro have a separate entry for the century.
Just on the walker.
That's the hard way to do it.
Well, I know. We wrapped up in here.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I wasn't the initial officer
Mhm.
who was out here, so I'm going to make sure that he's okay with her having the keys. And if he's okay with it, then that's what we'll do, okay?
Sure.
Now, is there going to be any other, do you have any kind of weapons, guns, knives? I saw you hand a knife to your mom over there.
Yeah,
Okay,
hand it
anything else?
to her. She took it out of my pocket.
I just want you to know, okay, I'm actively recording right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search
I'm actively recording right now so that you can see that what we're doing is just and good and clear and fair.
you well enough to ensure that you don't have anything that's going to harm me, okay?
Anything that's going to harm me. They've created an agency that takes their safety predominantly first. Primero uno, number one, is that pig's safety.
Right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search you well enough to ensure that you don't have anything that's going to harm me, okay?
That's going to harm me, okay? And that's the cops fall to every time. Hey, I have the right to go home safe to my family. They're taking her to the most dangerous place in America for her, the dungeon. They're shackling her and treating her like a POW of war. That's what they're doing to her. But this pig's going to use the line, I have a right to go home safe to my family. Look at what you're doing to her. She doesn't even want to look at you. She's disgusted by you.
Is there going to be anything that's tucked on you that the jail's going to find when a female officer searches you?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't answer any questions. Invoke your Fifth Amendment right and never answer a question. It's not going to help you. It won't help you. Don't say a word.
While searching Juniper, Deputy Crone gave most of her belongings to her mother,
So you do want your mom to have cash, correct?
I want her to have my keys.
And look at the doofuses that they're hiring. Look at these doofuses. Look at this doofus here to the right. Look at him. He's a total noob doorknob.
Mother.
So you
Look at him. Well, look at this doorknob walking in who has a gun and taser and is in charge of us.
do want your mom to have cash, correct?
I want her to have my
We would make fun of that kid and call him Poopy Pants. He's a moron. I'm sorry, he is.
keys, whatever's in my pockets.
Yes.
If he was a checker at a cash out, when you were checking out, you'd turn to your mom or your sister or your brother next to you and go, look at this doofus at the counter. That's what that guy is on the right. I mean, I'm sorry, he is. He can't get a job making any money. Takes this job making 10 grand a month. Wouldn't get that anywhere else. Couldn't get that anywhere else.
Like to keep my tax.
Make sure there ain't nothing folded up in here.
To help speed up the process, Juniper began to hand her mother items as well, which for some reason upset the deputy.
Put your wallet in your back pocket. Can you go ahead and just grab that out with your left hand? Okay. No, absolutely not. Okay. Yeah. Come here. You're on the.
I was just handing my
Yep.
property to my mother.
Now he's grabbing her arm. Why does someone get to treat you like this? I don't get it. Who the hell is this jackboot thug pig? You can't.
Yeah. Come here.
Doesn't he say? Listen to what he says, and then she does what he says.
Your left hand. Okay. Can you go ahead and just grab that out with your left hand?
Can you just grab that out with your left hand?
Okay. No, absolutely not. Okay. Yeah. Come here. You're on the.
I was just handing my
Yep.
property to my mother.
He wants to be her. He wants to have total dominion over her. Anything she takes out of her pocket, she will give to him. He wants to have dominion over every single one of her facilities.
Deputy Crone finishes his search, and Juniper is placed into the cruiser. Shortly after, Deputy Crone accosts her innocent mother.
Hey. Unless you want to go in cuffs, give me those keys. Stand over there.
What?
Stand over there.
What? The keys she got out of her back pocket and gave to the mom. After he horse drug her over to the car, then he's mad that she has the keys. You see this? It all happens real quick. I'm going to fast forward back through it.
Now,
Okay, gives the mom the keys. Then after he does that to her,
unless you want to go in cuffs, give me those keys.
what did she do? She literally has no clue why would she go in cuffs? He just saw the daughter hand her the keys.
Stand over there.
What? What? I would never tolerate this. You pigs, you pigs, you pigs. You're God blessed lucky I'm not there. I'm tearing you a new a-hole.
Stand over there, or you're going to be arrested for interfering in this investigation. Stand back.
What are you talking about? She's been standing in the same place the whole time. She's never moved. She's been in the same place the whole time.
I'm just got her keys.
You're not grabbing anything on this car.
Of course you're frustrated. Nothing he's saying makes sense.
Fire department shirt on.
Stay there. Do not touch those keys.
Do not touch those keys.
Excuse me. I'm not a freaking dog.
Wow, these guys really think that they are our daddies and our masters.
Excuse me. I'm not a freaking dog.
I'm going to let Croft decide what to do with the vehicle. And that's what I told her. I said, we're going to let them decide what to do with the vehicle until we start giving keys to people. So they're going to stay right there until Croft gives a call.
We're in charge of everything that you are. We're in charge of your body. We're in charge of where you stand. We're in charge of your freedom. We're in charge of if you can communicate with another person. We're in charge of everything. And now we're going to wait for someone else to tell us what is going to happen with your car. So we don't even have control over that. That's up to Croft. What happens to your car? It's not up to us. It's up to Croft. Who's Croft? The guy who's in charge of your car. It's total psychological warfare.
All right.
After suggesting the menacing charge based on one side of the story, Deputy Crone Mirandizes Juniper and finally asks her what happened.
Do not listen to me. Listen to me right now. Listen. Do not. You're not an activist. You're not there to have the interaction with the cop, right? That's what that is. What this is about right now. If you didn't put yourself in that position because you're an activist like I am, or a real activist who goes out and takes on cops, then you invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You pull this down from your visor and you invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. If they're going to arrest you, they're going to arrest you. They're going to arrest you. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That jackboot thug pig, he was saying how you couldn't. Wow. In your trifold, Cohen versus California. At this point, I would say, officer, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I would show it to him. And I would say, then I would open it up and I would say, let me just flip real quick to my trifold to number 7 and number 8 right here. And number 7 and number 8 both say, I curse out cops. I'll use any words I want. By using these words, you know the depths of my feelings. Just as Harlan said, one man's vulgarity and another man's lyric. By the way, there's an error on this. This should be 1987 Houston versus Hill. So there's an error on your trifold. Houston versus Hill, 1987. Expressive disorder is inevitable in a society that's dedicated to individual freedom and must be protected if that freedom could survive. Mr. Hill interrupted police, and I can interrupt you as well. That's what I would say to that cop. And then I would say, you can go Farfignugan, have a ham sandwich, punch you in the kidneys, you jackboot thug pig. And those are the words I would use. Those are the words I would use here right now with a civilized audience where we're not going to use vulgarity. The words I would use on that pig would be far, far more brutal. Far more brutal. If you guys want a trifold, I'll do buy one, get one free during this live stream. Buy one, get one free. They're $20. I'll give you 2. That way you can give one away to a friend. Buy one, get one free. It also comes with this fancy broccoli wad rubber band, so it goes over your visor. It goes over your visor. Buy one, get one free during this live stream. It's $12.47 right now.
Do you wish to talk to me about what happened today that led to this?
No, I don't. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Have them shut the door and sit there and wait till your attorney talks to you next. Until you talk to the bail bondsman. Don't do it. It's not going to help her.
Because it's honestly, I don't know. I rolled up here and the situation was already happening.
It doesn't matter. Let me explain something else. If one copper who is a peace officer, a sworn peace officer, has sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution, if that cop says you're under arrest, nobody can stop him. The captain or lieutenant or whoever's going to show up, they are not going to unarrest you. If one pig says you're under arrest, nobody can come between you and that arrest. Nobody. The supervising officer may show up on the scene and say, I wouldn't arrest him if I were you. And that cop could say, no, I'm going to arrest him. And then the sergeant can show up on the scene and say, hey, I wouldn't arrest him if I were you. And then the lieutenant can show up on the scene and tell the copper, hey, copper, listen, I'm the lieutenant. If I was you, I wouldn't arrest that guy. And the cop arresting you can say, no, I'm going to arrest him. No one can stop it. So everything she's going to say right now isn't going to change it. She's going to jail.
Will it affect my arrest?
Do what?
Will it affect this?
Was what happened today that led to this? Because it's honestly, I don't know. I rolled up here and the situation was already happening.
Right. Will it affect my arrest?
Do what?
Will it affect this? Do I get out?
No.
Okay, well.
Does it affect my arrest? Do I get out? And then he says the truth. No, you don't.
I called her, cut across 2 lanes of traffic.
We're at over here on the road.
On the bridge. Cut in front of me across 2 lanes of traffic. No lights, no signals. And I honked at him. And then I came here to tell him he was a bad driver. And this happened.
Well, so tell me how you went about telling that the bad driver I believe that's what.
Tell me how you told him he was a bad driver. I told him he's a bad fucking driver, piece of pig.
Where the problem's gonna lie.
I knocked twice on glass.
So you see that? She now describes how she knocked.
I knocked twice on glass. That's it.
Well, I mean, you realize there's better. Would you agree that we could have went about this in a better way? You know that you can just go to the sheriff's department and say, "Hey, I want to talk with the sheriff. I've got a problem with what happened today on the road." Do you realize that's the way to go about this? Because I don't. Listen, let me tell you something. I do not enjoy taking away people's freedoms. I did not get in this
Yes,
job.
you do.
Unless you want to go in cuffs, give me those keys. Stand over there. Stand over there, or you're going to be arrested for interfering in this investigation. Stand back.
I'm just got her keys.
Stay there. I take it very seriously. Okay, and I hate that.
You know, the guy who produced this video, he's a good reporter. He is a good reporter. The reporter who made this video, so he is very good at reporting. That's for sure.
This is what it's come to today, okay? But I wish that
this is what it's come to today, that you have to go to jail.
And I hate that this is what it's come to today.
Oh, you hate that this is what it's come to today? This is your goal.
Okay? But I wish that on your side as well, I wish that we could have done better today to not do this. Because I mean, I wish that we would have been able to go, you know what, he would have, I guarantee you, if you went to the sheriff's department and said, "This is what's happening," they would have called him directly and he would have came up there and you guys could all three had a meeting.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. Nothing would have happened from the meeting. Nothing would have happened from the meeting. That is a lie. If she went up to the sheriff's department, she would have been treated like shit. That's a lie.
All I wanted to do was tell him he was driving badly.
Yeah.
And then he turned it around and got mad at me.
Right, but you got to play their military game. You got to go up the ranks. You can't just tell another person that they're a bad driver. You got to go to their you have to follow their military procedures. You just can't check a guy and say, "Hey, a-hole, stop driving like an a-hole."
Was tell him he was driving badly.
Yeah.
And then he turned it around and got mad at me. All I was going to do was let him know he could have crossed 2 lanes of traffic. You know, if you're supposed to uphold the law, you should actually follow the law.
I agree.
Amen.
I agree. But at the same time,
he's just going to continue to push how she messed this up today.
like that happens, and you do this and you take it to this.
You do this and you take it to this. What did she do? You do this and you.
Whenever something like that happens, and you do this and you take it to this.
I just wanted to let him know.
You take it to this, and she says, "I just wanted to let him know."
As someone in uniform, he should do better. He should be aware of the laws he's trying to enforce.
Well, let me ask you this, man. Do you think if we could go back in time, that you do this a little bit different? You think that it was a problem?
It was you again. Now she says, he says, if we can go back in time, if you would do this a little bit different.
Okay, you're right. I would park, and I would wait for him to notice me.
No, the other cop told him you were walking up, honey. He knew you were coming.
But I would still want to let him know.
And there's nothing wrong with if he pulled in here and he did that, and you can pull in here as well, obviously, you know. And then if he was,
but be very careful. You know, be very careful. You know, approaching us cops. You know, be very, very careful. You don't want to approach us. We're not approachable. We are the demons. Be very careful before you approach us.
Walking in there to get something to eat, you could say, "Excuse me, sir, this is what happened on the road. I do not appreciate it." And you can, you know what? I will be filing a complaint.
Okay.
And that is your right to do.
But that's what she did. Listen. That's exactly what she did. She literally went up to knock on his window to tell him.
You could say, "Excuse me, sir, this is what happened on the road.
What you tried
I do
to
not
do.
appreciate it." And you can, you know what? I will be filing a complaint.
Okay.
And that is your right to do. But I tell you, whenever you go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear.
You beat on his window.
Physical fear. Whenever you go there and you you beat on his window and you put him in fear. But I tell you, whenever you go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear of physical injury. You go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear of physical injury.
Okay, I disagree with that.
Let's listen to it again. Whenever you go there and you beat on his window and put him in fear of physical injury.
And that is your right to do. But I tell you, whenever you go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear of physical injury.
Okay, I disagree with that.
Well, I wasn't here for that. Okay.
Put a 1 in the chat if that's the biggest load of shit you have ever heard. I've never heard a bigger load of bullshit than that. You beat on his window and put him in fear of physical injury. Wow. Just wow. Let me, so the timestamp on this is 1344. 1344. Let me just show you something real quick. We're at 1344 on this timestamp. So I've been here. At this police department here, I won't express quite the same amount of Hello? Sudden? Nothing. I don't know why they're ducking. Ma'am, so you see the difference? You see that?
Be extremely careful when you come up on somebody.
I knocked on your. All I'm gonna do is let him know he acted. Be aware of the laws he's trying to enforce.
And there's nothing wrong with if he pulled in here and he did that, and you can pull in here as well, obviously, and then if he was walking in there to get something to eat, you could say, "Excuse me, sir, this is what happened on the road. I do not appreciate it." And you can, you know what? I will be filing a complaint.
Okay.
And that is your right to do. But I tell you, whenever you go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear of physical injury.
Okay, I disagree with that.
Well, I wasn't here for that. Okay. So, but like I said, I don't like the way that this has turned out today.
Me neither.
But moving forward. I mean, I want you to be able to just. I get frustrated on the road too. Even being in a marked police car, people pull out in front of me all the time, and it's frustrating. And I want to go up there, and I want to say.
What did he just say?
I get frustrated on the road too. Even being in a marked police car, people pull out in front of me all the time, and it's.
What kind of bullshit is that? Nobody pulls out in front of you in a police car unless they didn't see you completely. And then it would be a near accident. But every time you see a pig coming down the road, you try to let that pig pass so that pig's not behind you. Put a 1 in the chat if that's true.
It's frustrating, and I want to go up there, and I want to say, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I can't, because that's first of all, that's
bullshit. You either pull him over or you pull up next to him, put your cherries and berries on, and tell him, "Hey, slow down! You can't drive like that. You didn't see me coming." Listen to this bullshit.
What are you doing? What are you doing? But I can't.
Oh, you can't? You're full of shit, dude. You lied about people pulling in front of you, and you lied that you don't redress people if they do. You're full of shit.
Because that's first of all, that's extremely unprofessional.
That is not unprofessional. You think that's your job. You're just sitting here lying, dude. You're trying to justify why she's going to jail. Like she did something wrong by knocking on the guy's window.
And there's better ways to do it.
No, there's not better ways to do it. She did it exactly how she should have. And you should be fired for this lecture, you pig. Put in the comment section, JBTP, Jack, Boot, Thug, Pig.
So
It's true.
I appreciate you being nice and cordial with me and talking to me. I promise I'm not a mean person.
What?
Okay.
Unless you want to go in cuffs, give me those keys.
I'm gonna do my best to be able
That's the kind of human being he is. Excuse me, ma'am. Could I get those keys from you, please? That's all he had to say.
to have your mom take the car so it doesn't get towed.
I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Oh,
I'm gonna do my best to be able to have your mom take the
I'm
car.
going to do my best to be able to let your mom take the car. What are you? You're just sitting there lying. You decide whether the car gets impounded or not. Don't sit and lie, dude. You're going to do your best to make sure your mom can take the car. It's at your discretion, you lying pig.
So it doesn't get towed.
I
Okay.
appreciate that.
All right. Well, I'll be back with you soon. Okay.
All
You
right.
feel that?
Well, yeah, that's a nice. Listen to it. This is listen to him. And now just imagine in his head, he's thinking, yeah, that's the nice guy that I am. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's the nice guy. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's the nice guy that I am. Listen right here carefully.
Mom take the car so it doesn't get towed.
I
Okay.
appreciate that.
All right. Well, I'll be back with you
All
soon.
right.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, you feel the air? See how nice I am? I'm arresting you for no reason. But hey,
Okay.
Fortunately, nothing Juniper did rose to the level of criminal activity, and agreeing to speak with the deputy did not result in her confessing to anything that could have resulted in a conviction. However, keep in mind that it's extremely uncommon to be unarrested on the side of the road, and that officers are not trying to get the facts of the case in order at this point. By the very fact that you are arrested means that they believe that they have enough evidence or testimony to document on a probable cause affidavit to arrest and convict you. And speaking to them can never improve your chances of being released or proven not guilty.
I mean, so you can tell someone when they're a reporter
And
they're
speaking to
not-
them can never.
they're not an absolute constitutional law scholar, because down here, this guy sells T-shirts that say abolish qualified immunity. But that's not our problem at all. That's not even, that barely makes the top 10. And that wasn't Juniper's problem either. Juniper's problem was Terry versus Ohio. This was a Terry stop that led to an arrest. That's what this was. He Terry stopped her and detained her and then arrested her. And reporters like this guy put abolish qualified immunity. It's not even in the top 10. But he's not a law scholar. He's a guy that is a reporter who makes tons of money off people's videos. And that's fine. He's a good reporter. But it's not qualified immunity, lackluster. Why don't you actually watch some of the things that I've taught? It's not even remotely close to qualified immunity, lackluster. Why don't you stop teaching people the wrong shit? So just so you guys know, I'm writing a book, and one of the chapters in my book is the YouTuber problem. The YouTuber problem is James Freeman and Lackluster and anybody else who says abolish qualified immunity. It's Terry versus Ohio. It is not qualified immunity. I'm sorry if these guys misled you for a decade before I got here. They did. These guys lied to you for a decade, telling you qualified immunity. This woman was Terry stopped. The qualified immunity is going to come into the federal civil rights case. But how did she get in that predicament? How did she end up in the torture cuffs? How'd that happen? It was a Terry stop. And this dunce cap puts out T-shirts that say abolish qualified immunity. My teachings have been clear. On TikTok, my teachings were shown over 35 million times. 35 million times people saw my videos that broke down the difference between qualified immunity and Terry versus Ohio. But reporters like this guy, in my book, I have an entire chapter called the YouTuber problem. And this guy is one of the biggest problems there is. He has one of the biggest channels there are about police accountability. He's a good reporter, but he continues to push a narrative that's stupid. It was not qualified immunity that got her arrested. It was Terry versus Ohio. This moron picked up a camera, became a pretty good video editor. Now he makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, but he's too stupid to watch a video, one of my videos, and learn, hey, Lackluster, you moron. It is not qualified immunity. Dale Hiller, you frickin' moron. You're a good reporter. People need what you do. It doesn't help that you're stupid, though. You could be the best reporter in the world and not have an IQ. It's not qualified immunity, you dunce cap. It's Terry versus Ohio. It's not even close. But this frickin' moron still sells t-shirts with his logo on the front that say abolish qualified immunity on the back. Like, I have a whole chapter in my book dedicated to 4 or 5 people on YouTube who created the problem for the masses. There's people who have their usernames say abolish qualified immunity. Let me help you. It is not qualified immunity. It is Terry versus Ohio. This was a Terry stop that led to an unlawful arrest, an unconstitutional arrest. Qualified immunity had zero to do with this arrest. Nothing to do with it. It's so annoying that some of these YouTubers they won't learn the lesson. Lackluster, I've taught you already, you dunce cap.
Improve your chances of being released or proven not guilty. When an officer is asking questions, they are seeking to obtain more evidence than what they already have to put you away. Always invoke your right to remain silent and to have an attorney present during all interrogations.
Once again, Lackluster proves that he's not a constitutional law scholar. You can't just say, I'm going to remain silent. You have to say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. You have to say, I invoke my privilege. Salinas versus Texas, 2013, the black robe tyrant said, you have to invoke your privilege. I'm not going to speak, I'm going to remain silent, is not invoking your Fifth Amendment right. But once again, it shows that before there was a constitutional law scholar here, this guy, listen,
to obtain more evidence than what they already have to put you away. Always invoke your right to remain silent.
You have to say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You have to say it out loud. You have to say it out loud. Tell me, send me your order number. You have to say it out loud. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
And to have an attorney present during all interrogations. Juniper was transported and spent a night in the county jail and was forced to sleep on the floor of a crowded room, during which she alleges that a jailer found a snake in the building and brought it to the cell to show everyone. This act, if done to a prisoner of war, would likely be considered a war crime under Geneva. According to Deputy Croft's grammatically incorrect report, Juniper was charged with menacing as mentioned earlier, as well as disrupting meeting or processions in the second degree. States that a person is guilty of disrupting meetings and processions in the second degree when, with intent, prevents or disrupts a lawful meeting, procession, or gathering. He or she makes any utterance, gesture, or display designed to outrage the sensibilities of the group. But Juniper had no intention of disrupting a meeting, as she had no way of knowing why Deputy Croft had driven so recklessly to endanger the lives of so many, just to enter the McDonald's parking lot. However, even if she did intend to make an utterance, gesture, or display that outraged the sensibilities of a group, the very nature of the statute appears unconstitutionally vague. It's been written in a way that could be used to criminalize free speech, but has likely not been challenged through the courts. Juniper fought her charges. The prosecutor's initial offer was to pay $100 per charge and to plead guilty, but she denied. The next month, the offer was an anger management course as diversion. Juniper agreed to the stipulation, as long as Deputy Croft was ordered to take a remedial driving class. Her request was denied, but shortly after, her public defender, another state agent, sent a series of unprofessional text messages.
So I actually paused this when I watched this. And so I don't know what that picture's about with Kevin Allen Long, but I paused this and I read the text messages. And this is what her state appointed attorney started to say to her. It's creepy, super creepy.
This is where the story gets dark. At first, he asked if Juniper
I don't know. I'll find if you'd like to find a partner because I'm tired of this world and you're kind of cute. Would you like a partner?
wanted a partner because she was cute. She initially agreed to meet over beers to exchange
Although if you'd like to swap army stories over beers, I'll get the first round. So she's just being polite to her attorney who's supposed to be helping her.
military stories, as they both happen to have trained in the same schools. However, the text messages shown here quickly
Fuck that. Come here now is what he's trying to say. Come me here now. I've been very consumed with you since I met you. I'd love to talk more. So get your ass here now. And then he puts his address.
turned into a one-sided conversation about explicit
So I can go down on you. And it's like you've never been touched. OMG, come now. I'll have you begging to. And she replied, do you want a partner? And she said, yay. Yeah, I'm happy on my own, and smiled real big. She wanted to be alone. And then he replies, so I can go down on you. And it's like you've never been touched. I'll have you begging to live with you, and I want to. What? To live with you?
activities, followed by apology.
I can't say. So she's just being polite up here. In general, I'm very glad to have a brother in arms helping me with my case. I can't say I have been as contactless as you. It has been about 2 years. You are stunning. I think you may have noticed that I kind of gravitated to you. So come now. Let me take care of you and see where this can go. Sorry, didn't mean to ask for sex. Was asking for a friend. Sorry that I messed up the message. He's sending this to his client.
And talks of mental health issues, including
Very glad to have a brother in arms. And then it says, I'll talk to him tomorrow. I kind of had issues attempting last week. Kind of have been difficult since. Hospitals, doctors, shit. Apparently it's not cool to try to yourself. Who knew? Yeah, literally just got out of Lords for attempting F-all, I guess. I think he's using the F word here. Just walked out of it. First psychiatrist, so like 3 hours ago, but you take care. Oh shit, dude, I'm glad you're getting help. So he's getting mental help for his army PTSD, military PTSD.
admitting to having just been released from a mental health facility. Then back to explicit.
Yeah, literally just got out of Lords. Lords is a mental facility for attempting suicide. Wow. Just walked out of the first psychiatrist, so like 3 hours ago. Whoa, this dude's on the edge.
To having just been released from a mental health facility. Then back to
Thing is,
explicit content.
You think you meet a soul, and you meet a soul, not a body, not a person, a soul. And I guess I was wrong. So here's the thing. Can't say I don't want sex. I'm male. Can say I can do without it. Maybe take a little more time than in the bathroom. You interest me. You are kind of interesting, and that makes me stand up and want to live again. You. God, I fucked this up by telling you this. So sorry. I'm concerned for your well-being, but I cannot be that person. I'm in Kentucky for my mother's sake, and I need to focus on her. So she's being as nice as she can. She tries to let him down time after time.
When she didn't respond, he would apologize again, but Juniper would be left with no confidence that her public defender was well enough to take care of himself, let alone represent her in a criminal case in which she was innocent. A bar complaint was filed, and he is rumored to have been removed from duty, and shortly after, Juniper petitioned the court for a dismissal, which was granted.
Her dismissal was granted. Expunged from the record.
And the charges were expunged in early December of 2023. A complaint was also filed.
We do not and we will not handle personnel issues by Facebook. So we will close this chat with us moving forward to address the matter. Thank you for your time. Of course. This is from the Facebook page, which we're going to look out next.
With the jail and arresting agency. But
McCracken. That's
a complaint was
that's
also
the name of the
jail
pig shack.
And arresting.
That's the name of the pig shack. McCracken. McCracken County Sheriff's Office. Where you work for? I work for McCracken. Where are you working? I'm with McCracken in Kentucky. You from McCracken? I'm from McCracken too.
Agency, but despite the deputy's admission of guilt on scene,
So, pull up. I went in the 4 lane over. I guess I cut the phone over. Never seen her over there. Of course, I can't say what I think.
and various lies throughout the
So, you know what's funny about that? What you notice about that right there is that jackboot thug pig admitted to the supervising pig that he made the error, that he was the one that made that mistake. And do you notice that the supervising pig never batted an eye, never said, why'd you cut her off? Never said, did you almost hit her? Never. It was so glossed over that the other guy doesn't even respond to it really.
on scene.
So, pull up. I went in the 4 lane over. I guess I cut the phone over. Never seen her over there. Of course, I can't say what I think.
And
So for them to cut you off is no big deal. You know, I seen her over there front end. You know, listen, it's just when you get involved with the pigs, you can go to jail. You know, when I go out and I audit and I film cops, I know that every time I go, okay, I'll look that up. I got you. Thanks, Tommy. Every time I step out in front of those pigs, I could be arrested. Every time you walk up and approach pigs and go to take them on, you can get arrested. You could get arrested. So you have to know that. And she decided to take on pigs.
His admission of guilt on scene.
So, pull up. I went in the 4 lane over. I guess I cut the phone over. Never seen her over there. Of course, I can't say what I think.
And various lies throughout the incident report. We won't be holding our breath, expecting the sheriff to discipline his troops. Obviously, Juniper has a major lawsuit in her future against the public defender, the sheriff, jailers, and all 3 deputies on scene. And
Well, maybe if she follows through. A lot of people contact me about suing pigs, and there's so much follow through.
through speaking with her, she is currently looking for an attorney to take the case as the criminal side has just completed.
In Kentucky? I might know an attorney in Kentucky. Anybody know an attorney in Kentucky? I might know an attorney in Kentucky who can help her. I may know an attorney in Kentucky who can help her. Anybody else know an attorney in Kentucky who takes cases like this?
If you're an attorney in Kentucky and you want an easy win, email me. Or if you want to help her fight this despicable corruption, Juniper has set up a GoFundMe. These cases, even when
100 raised of 5,000. Jay Mulligan. Let's just real quick. Let's just take a look here real quick. Here's Juniper's GoFundMe's right here. I'm going to open that bad chicken over here. Okay, so that was the very first screenshot. Okay, so it's at 17,260. I just wanted to see where her fundraiser was. So don't get me wrong. If you have a huge channel with over 1 million subscribers like Lackluster does, and you do a fundraiser, then you may be able to, with 1 million subscribers like Lackluster has, that $17,000 came from people like Stomper who donated to that. I'll donate to that because I saw it. And so I'll donate to it. And so every time I see something like that, right, I always stop to take a moment. And let me drop the link down in the comment section. If anybody wants to throw 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks in there, $100, whatever you can do. There's the link for her GoFundMe right there. And then I may have an attorney. I may know of an attorney down there. I just wanted to know if she'd gotten any money in that yet. But typically, just so you guys know, I'll give you a very simple example. Right now, if you get a trifold, it's buy one, get one free during this live stream that started at 12 o'clock. What am I doing? I'm selling you something. I'm selling you something and telling you to buy one and get one free so that you can give one to a friend, so that if the cops harass you, you have got a step-by-step tutorial. You learn all the cases in here, and then you'll go, oh, so if the cop tells me to get out of the car, if the cop says he smells Mary Jane, if I decide I'm going to curse the cop off, if the cop asks the passenger for ID, do I have to get out of the car? Does the passenger have to get out of the car? You learn everything on here, and it's buy one, get one free. So I'm selling you something. So for GoFundMe and things like this, you have to sell it. You have to sell that. You have to tell people, it's called a call to action. You have to tell people, hey, here's the link for the GoFundMe. If you guys want to donate, the link is in the comment section. That's called a passive sale. I'm doing a passive sale. I'm still selling you something just passively, like Lackluster did here. It's just, here's the link. If you guys want to donate, go ahead and donate. Here's the difference. You need this in your car. You have to have something that shows the cop the literature. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right. This works in conjunction with your phone. You need to have one of these. You need to buy one of these and get the buy one, get one free. And you need to give one of these to your son, your daughter, your sister, or brother. That's a direct sale. There's a difference between the two. There's a huge difference between the two. Buy one, get one free right now during this live stream creates an urgency. Go to my website and buy a trifold right now. You get the other one free so you can give it to a friend. I create a scenario for you to do something. Go now to deletelaws.com. That's how you spell it, deletelaws.com, and get a trifold because you get two, still incentivizing you. Still, right? So when you put up a GoFundMe like this, Lackluster with 1 million subscribers could fulfill this GoFundMe in less than 20 minutes with a direct sales approach. You see the difference? I taught sales for years. I've been an executive in several companies. I've raised millions of dollars for companies in my lifetime. I understand how to do those things extraordinarily well. I can teach sales classes, write sales sheets, the whole thing. This woman needs her GoFundMe sold. She needs somebody to sit there because right now she's at 17,260 of 25,000. She needs to get to, she needs roughly $7,500 more to get to her goal of 25,000. So that means someone has to sit there and sell it and say, hey, let's get some money in here. Hey, let's put some money in here, right? So I'll encourage you guys to do it. Here's her link right here. This is a direct sale. Please go to her GoFundMe and spend $20. The same money you would spend on a trifold, go spend that $20 over there. Do you see what I'm just trying to show you guys the differences in how things actually get accomplished, how things work.
Obvious can take years and cost tens of thousands of dollars. The link to her GoFundMe is listed below. Help me start 2024 with a bang. And as this story moves on, I will keep you updated. But for now, if you like this type of content,
Dale, Lackluster, why don't you just sell the GoFundMe, bro? Why don't you do a live stream with your face and your likeness? And why don't you just sell the GoFundMe, Dale? Why don't you do that and really actually help her? Because now Dale actually does do some fundraisers since the bar changed, since the new level arrived, that we actually help people where we cover their videos. Because this video right here, just so you guys know, let me give you the, 400,000. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's 400,000. I don't know what Dale's CPU is. Let me just tell you, let me tell you how much, let me tell you how much money that I would make off of a video. I have very few videos with hundreds of thousands of views because YouTube has a filter over my channel. Plain as day. It's proven. It's so obvious. So 400,000, just so you guys know, if you want to know the numbers on that, 50, 500, 50 for every 10, 500 for every. So Dale's made like $5,000-$6,000 off that video right there. That's how much money Dale made from Juniper's video. Approximately about $5,000. That's how much money Dale made from this video right here. Give or take, but around $5,000 is what Dale made from that video right there. He put $100 into her GoFundMe. Right there. That's how much Dale put in your GoFundMe. He made about $5,000 off of a video. This is part of the problem I have with Lackluster Channel. I don't think he has any ethics and morals. I think he's a good reporter, makes a ton of money, spun it off to his other family members. They're making a ton of money. He covers a woman's video. It makes him $5,000. He puts $100 in the GoFundMe. That's, I'm different than that. That's all. I'm just a little bit different. I'm a different kind of character than that character.
Be extremely careful when you come up on.
Well enough to take care of himself, let alone liquor and corruption. Juniper has tens of thousands of dollars. The link to her GoFundMe is listed below. Help me start 2024 with a bang. And as this story moves on, I will keep you updated. But for now, if you like this type of content, be sure to check out my other investigations linked on screen.
Nah, probably not, brother. We're not the same kind of person. So I don't think so. But I will show you this one right here. I will show you the pigs. So kid gets arrested for stealing a bag of chips. And so just so you guys know, in 35 minutes, I have the premiere of American Patriot episode 17 coming out in 35 minutes. So this live will end in 35 minutes. Listen, here's the thing about me, y'all. I'm a truth monger. There's no part of my life I won't sit down and discuss if I feel like I should sit down and discuss it. There's no part of anything I won't openly show everybody. I'll show you because I don't give a shit what people think. I'm here on a mission to overturn Terry versus Ohio, to get cameras in the courtroom, to get rid of the torture cuffs, to create a transparent society. And right now, with these morons on YouTube running around saying qualified immunity, it just drives me crazy. It is not qualified immunity. It is Terry versus Ohio. That's what it is. There's no other. That's what it is. So to say anything else, Graham versus Connor, the use of force continuum, 1989, that is pretty much an extension of Terry versus Ohio, even though the jurisprudence is not Terry versus Ohio, it's something else. They're still using the officer safety moniker, the officer safety standard. The officer safety is the standard for all rights. No rights can supersede officer safety. Officer safety first. Oh, if your rights got in the way, sorry about that. Officer safety above your rights. So Graham versus Connor is number 2. Graham versus Connor. Number 3 is Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, that you can be arrested for any infraction of the law, any infraction. Kerr versus California, 1963. Hundreds of thousands of homes are raided every year because they got rid of the warrant requirement in the 1963 case of Kerr versus California. All they have to do is tap, tap, tap on your door and then kick it down 60 seconds later. They don't even count to 60 a lot of times. 1949, Brinegar versus United States has to be overturned. Brinegar versus United States makes it so that the cops can just walk into your domicile. They can just go into your house if a man of reasonable caution believes that there's criminal activity afoot in your home. He can just walk right into your home. That's got to go before qualified immunity. It's far more invasive than qualified immunity, by far. It's not even remotely close. The 2010 case of Federal Election Commission versus Citizens United has to be overturned. I would overturn Federal Election Commission versus Citizens United before I would overturn qualified immunity. Yeah, those cases are all more important than qualified immunity. And then it wouldn't be the 1967 case of Pearson versus Ray that gives police qualified immunity that I would overturn first. The first qualified immunity case that I would overturn would be the 1951 case of Tenney versus Brandoff, which gives judges, prosecutors, and legislators qualified immunity, meaning that a legislator can write an unconstitutional law, statute, or ordinance, and is immune from prosecution. Where did we see that happen? In New Mexico. The governor banned handguns and banned guns in New Mexico. With Tenney versus Brandoff, she gets immunity for writing a statute or ordinance that bans guns in New Mexico. If Tenney versus Brandoff was gone, if she wrote some unconstitutional crap like that, she could face prosecution. So those cases are far more important than qualified immunity. It's not close. It's not close. And then when you get down the line, we got Kerr, we got Brinegar, we got Graham, we got Atwater. I would go Carroll versus United States 1925. That creates the automobile exclusionary rule. Your car gets searched on the side of the road. Do you know why that happens? Because of the 1925 case of Carroll versus United States. I would overturn Carroll versus United States before I got rid of qualified immunity. Because you can't just search my car randomly on the side of the road without Carroll versus United States, which creates what? The exigent circumstances clause. Exigent circumstances meaning that the cops can violate your rights under 3 specific situations. Number 1, if the cop says that they're in hot pursuit of you. Number 2, to get banned contraband from your car. This is based on alcohol 1925. Or number 3, if there's going to be a loss of life, your rights can be just superseded because there was exigent circumstances. Carroll versus United States would be gone before qualified immunity if I was king for the day. By far. It wouldn't even be remotely close in 2 seconds flat. So Terry versus Ohio is by far number 1. And it's not even remotely close to how far Terry versus Ohio is number 1. And the reason why Terry versus Ohio is number 1 by 10,000 miles over any other case that needs to be overturned, including qualified immunity, is because it creates the trifecta that makes it so the cops can completely and utterly run roughshod over your rights. Number 1, it puts officer safety over your rights. If officer safety is going to be a thing, then number 2, it allows the cops to detain you or Terry pat you. We now see that since 1968, that's turned into a POW style of arrest. And then the third one, officer safety, detainment, Terry pat. The third one is reasonable articulable suspicion, which dramatically reduces the Fourth Amendment to nothing. The Fourth Amendment says that no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation of the victim who you did the probable cause against. That changes completely to reasonable articulable suspicion. And now the cop can detain you, which now the POW style of arrest, and then for officer safety, torture cuff you, that detainment process. So that's far and away more important than qualified immunity. It's the YouTuber problem. For a decade or more, these morons have been on YouTube running around saying qualified immunity, and it's just not true. It's stupid. And anybody who has a brain can say, well, let's see, what comes first? Detainment or me suing them in federal district court? Detainment comes first. I mean, it's a real simple question. You don't sue a cop if you don't first get detained. Where does qualified immunity become invoked? At federal district court when you're suing for your civil rights being violated. Where does detainment happen? On the street. Where does reasonable articulable suspicion happen? On the street. Where does officer safety happen? On the street and everywhere else after that. The courts, the libraries, the schools, officer safety, officer safety, officer safety, officer safety. But none of those things are about qualified immunity. So, I mean, and James says, you agree. And listen, it's not that we agree. It's just the simple fact. Thank you for agreeing. I appreciate it, James. But it's not even that I want to agree with it. It doesn't matter if I agree with it. It's just a fact. What came first in Juniper's case? The federal civil rights lawsuit, which is now they're raising money to do the federal civil rights lawsuit, or was it the Terry stop with the detainment first? It was the Terry stop with the detainment first. It wasn't this federal civil rights lawsuit that's going to be now a year, 2 years down the road, and then it's going to take 3 to 6 years to get that done. So what are we talking about here? Yeah, I will leave the 2-for-1 on the trifolds. I will leave it up through the end of the live stream. We got 27 minutes till Wapner, 27 minutes. So now do you guys understand? You have to understand, right. But legal Eagle Freedom said it's a fact. They both need to go. qualified immunity and Terry versus Ohio, but legal eyes freedom. Okay, if they both have to go, then I say no. I say Terry goes first, and then Graham versus Connor, which is the use of force policy created by the Supreme Court. Because if we're going to abolish qualified immunity, then the abolition process of cases, that doesn't happen until we go Terry versus Ohio, Graham versus Connor, Carroll versus United States, Kerr versus California, Brinegar versus United States, Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, Federal Election Commission versus Citizen United, Tenney versus Brandoff, and then maybe we're at Pearson versus Ray, 1967, which allows police to have qualified immunity. So if we're abolishing Terry versus Ohio or qualified immunity, then I say no to qualified immunity, Terry, and then Graham versus Connor, which is use of force. And what is the use of force continuum? What is the use of force policy? That the reasonable amount of force, the objectively reasonable amount of force, will be determined by the reasonable officer on the scene. That's the actual holding in Graham versus Connor. So don't you think that we should get rid of that before we get rid of qualified immunity? Don't you think it should be that use of force should not be left up to the reasonable officer on the scene? Use of force should be determined on a different set of factors than up to the cop? I would say the use of force policy is used every day in America, 20 million times a day. And compared to the qualified immunity cases that will arise from them, it'll be none. It'll be a handful. We'll have to hear about it on a channel like Lackluster's, and then we'll have to raise 25 grand, and then we'll have to hope that the federal judge who's going to be working against Juniper, 100% working against her attorney, we have to hope that the judge doesn't say, well, she never invoked her Fourth Amendment right to be free of unreasonable searches and seizures. And the clearly established prong states that the police officer has to be aware of the right that he's violating. Maybe he didn't know that by seizing her, he was violating her Fourth Amendment right. Maybe he thought he was arresting her for disorderly conduct, and he didn't see it as a Fourth Amendment violation. And if you think that's ridiculous, it's not. That's not ridiculous. That's exactly what one of the judges at the federal district court will say, or the circuit court or the Supreme Court. That's exactly what they'll say. Well, he didn't know he was violating her Fourth Amendment right from an unreasonable seizure. He thought he was simply arresting her for disorderly conduct and menacing. Yeah. So he was impervious to this idea. It's just so frustrating when I see a huge channel like Lackluster's, who's a reporter, not an activist, not an auditor. He's a reporter. Let's keep him in the box that he's in. A capitalist. We could call Lackluster a capitalist, right? $100 donation for $5,000 made. It's a pretty good deal, Lackluster. That's a pretty good deal, bro. So, all right. You understand? So now my editor is going to have a great time with that. There's so much to cut there, but it's just a plain, simple fact. Qualified immunity is way down the line. You've been lied to by YouTubers for years who weren't constitutional law scholars, who didn't sit down. And I spend at least 4 hours a day, every single day, studying the history of constitutional law. Every day I dedicate 4 hours a day to reading constitutional law every day. And then YouTubers pick up a camera and go, qualified immunity, it's qualified immunity. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not. It absolutely is not. So it's just a YouTuber. Remember, a lot of these YouTubers, I don't want to mention their names, but they're felons. They're previous felons who couldn't get jobs. And if you become an activist, then all you need is a camera and a channel. And there's several channels. The most popular channel, arguably one of the most popular channels, the guy's a felon from armed robbery, picked up a camera, started film. Lackluster got accosted at his house one day, got ordered around by a pig, and so started making videos and using people's videos to make money. And he's doing very well for himself. Any day now, it'll play for us. Okay.
What is y'all doing?
Guess. Take a guess what I'm doing.
Hey, he like a baby to me. Why you?
Guess what I'm doing.
I don't know what you doing. I just see you snatch him up off the. So what? So what's going on then?
He's stealing stuff. If he breaks into your house to steal something.
Nah, man. What you say? A bag of chips? So y'all treat me like a whole cold-blooded fucking killer?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro. He stole a bag of chips, and and by the way, he is black, so you want to get Kuta Kente while he's still young.
Keep walking, dude. You don't even know what you're
Keep
talking
walking. I know what I just came up and see. I know the fuck I just came up and see.
Okay, what'd you see?
I see y'all snatching him up a bike like you're a fucking grown-ass man. Ain't he saying it wasn't him? Fuck is y'all doing?
Crazy.
They're being pigs, bro. They're literally being pigs. That's what they're doing. They're being absolute pigs.
How old is he? 10 years old?
Fuck is y'all talking about, man?
That's against the law.
Fuck is y'all doing?
You cannot put that.
What is y'all doing? Take the fucking chips. If he stole some chips, I'll pay for him. I'll pay for him. You don't even know where he lives.
You know.
Y'all just throwing him in the fucking car.
That's what they do. They come here.
Fuck is y'all doing? Leave him alone.
On camera. That's all we can do.
He a kid.
Wow. It's just so typical.
What is y'all doing?
It's just so typical of what we're seeing from these pigs. We're seeing that there's no boundaries, that because they have never had to face real prosecution, because the prosecutors and judges are working with the cops every single day. Every day. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is just absolutely hilarious. I told you what would be the repercussions of this. You're welcome. I hope you guys learned something today. There's a lot of information here. So this is the man who jumped across the judge's table and he attacked that judge is back in front of the same judge. They have his hands wrapped in blocks. They have him chained. They have his mouth sealed. What a joke. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? You want to chain him? That's one thing. To put his hands so that he can't touch anything, to wrap his mouth. This is ridiculous. What I tell you would be the byproduct of this, that we would live in a more despotistic state. It would be worse. Be amazed. Yeah, I am amazed. That's the name of this thread, is Be Amazed. I'm absolutely amazed. I wonder if other people feel the same way that I do seeing that. It's just so ridiculous. Wow. Like he's Hannibal Lecter because he attacked a judge. What a load of crap. Rocking the new Balenciaga. That's the thing about Reddit is it's Kanye West's new look. It's just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. It really, really is. Oh, have you guys seen this? This is actually, I don't know what they did here, but I've already seen this. I know because I watched it 5 times. This is pretty badass right here. So, I don't endorse this. I tell you guys, listen, I say buy one, get one free. I tell you to pull over, give the pig your license, registration, and proof of insurance. I teach you guys how to put it on a laminated card. Like I put the case law in here that I know off the back of my it's right there. I know everything in this backwards and forwards. And this video is dope. Don't run from the cops. I don't want to cover your video of you getting killed. This is dope. This is unbelievably dope. Wow. That cop's coming right up, man. See that? I think he already knows. Whoa. Don't run from the cops, kids. Do not run from the cops. Oh, this is the Afro Man footage. I want to get into this, but we've got 15 minutes till Wapner. We got 15 minutes till the premiere. Dang, I want to get into this. Should we get into it? Should we just get into it anyway? I got to go in 15 minutes. I got a hard out. Go to this link right here. Go here in 15 minutes and make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's a demonetized channel. You know, YouTube, they demonetized the channel. This channel's demonetized. But I'm still going to put the series out, whether they demonetize it or not. I'm still going to expose the corrupt people, the corrupt pigs in Ironton, and I'm still going to put it out. So yeah, I mean, we can get into that, but I'm going to have to cut it off because all right. Let's just get into it. Let's just have a good time because I wanted to see this footage anyway. I'm glad it's out. I'm glad this is out. Let's watch it on YouTube. This is on Watchdog. It's easier to control the controller on YouTube's. I can't. I can't play any of his music. If it's any music, I can't. Okay. I can't.
And figure out what's my move. The Adams County Sheriff.
Can't. I don't think we can watch it, guys. I'm sorry. I keep on trying to jump through it, but I don't think we can do it. They'll just demonetize my video and end my live stream. So I can't do it. I wish I could, but I cannot. I wanted to watch that with you guys. Luck. I would never. No. I would pass.
Imama at center ice, and they're going to square off here, sizing each other up. Bauer 6'3", 207. Imama 6'1", 185, and here they go. Bauer with those rapid-fire rights, really connecting, and Boko answering back. Bauer again. There's a big right hand from Boko, and another as they spin along the wall near side. Some body shots from Bauer, too.
Wow, these guys are going at it, huh?
And these two are still on their feet. Boko with a couple of bombs, and another one from Imama. Another connection from Boko as they'll try to pin up Bauer on the wall. They're still throwing punches. Both teams enjoying what they're watching. Another big one from Boko, and neither of these guys will go down.
Your discretion is advised. Bauer's mask is just filled with blood. It's
Bauer and Imama at six.
How good is that? How good is that? They just give each other.
Without the truth, there's no light. Without light, there's no path.
Oh no. Oh no. This guy's so lost. It's really sad, it's really sad because, as you guys know, I would never vote for dumpster fire. I could never vote for that guy. He wants to indemnify police, holds back the blue rallies, wants to take away our Second Amendment, ban bump stocks, which created the red flag laws Trump signed into effect. And I just could never vote for Trump. And then on the other side, you have this bozo clown over here. Like, how do you vote for this guy? Like, his family is as corrupt as Trump's. You know, I would say Trump's is more successful. Kushner got $2 billion out of the Saudis. They were just looking for a hedge fund manager. It had nothing to do with that. He was Donald Trump's son-in-law. Really, it was totally legit. And then this guy's family, he gets tens of millions of dollars, and he's got properties and businesses and families in different. It's horrible. It's just, these are our choices. And I find it reprehensible that I would have to vote for this criminal or criminal. So the difference for me is that I'm going to vote for Robert Kennedy Jr., a third party, so that we have third party on the ballot. I'm voting for a third party. That's what I'm doing. I'm not voting for either one of these bozos. I'm not going to vote for Biden. I'm not going to vote for dumpster fire. And I would discourage you from voting for dumpster fire. I mean, this is just crazy. Like, that's just absolutely bonkers. We're 10 minutes till the premiere. 10 minutes to go to this link right here. 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes till Wapner. We are 10 minutes till Wapner right now. 10 minutes. Johnny Q. This says, he always gave me the impression that he's trying to prove he is a real cop to people online. Why do these people enjoy being in full uniform in their off time? I don't get it or understand. Oh, is this some douchebag cop who wears his uniform everywhere he goes? Just they're all douchey. They're all super douchey. See how super douchey this guy is? I like guns. I'm a gun guy myself, but I mean, come on. Super douchey. Super douche. Super douchey. That's how I see it. Super douche. Oh, I'm a member of this particular subreddit. I'm not sure if you guys have been on this subreddit before. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. We're 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Go to this link in 9 minutes. We are 9 minutes till the premiere of American Patriot. Yeah, you were the research. That's a simple fact.
Nice, dude. Sick.
I'm Jason. I'm living with HIV, and I'm on Cabenuva. It helps keep me undetectable. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only...
What the hell? What just happened right there? This kid's walking down the road.
I'm Jason. I'm living with HIV, and I'm on Cabenuva.
Kid walks up,
undetectable.
kicks him in the nuts.
Undetectable. Cabenuva is the only complete long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other
month.
I can't allow this. It's really nice.
Hey, Jason. Ronan, get in the house.
Fuck you.
Get in the house.
Shut up.
Jason.
That is the funniest I have ever seen.
Go to your house, please.
He threw the first punch.
Ronan, please.
Get the fuck away.
I'm gonna send this to
I am going to call the cops.
No,
get the fuck off of me.
You're starting fights.
Get the fuck off of me.
Go to your room.
Rapist.
I'll call Mom. I'll call Mom.
Oh my, hit that last switch so you have light over there.
Jason, just keep walking your house. It's in your best interest. Ronan.
Shut up, you bitch.
I didn't get it. Your light.
Ronan, don't. Don't.
Because you're scared.
Yeah, sure.
Shut up.
I'm so sorry, Jason.
Fuck you, Jason.
I'm sorry.
This is the best non-cop video I've ever seen. That was great.
I look forward to you dodging the question again. Go ahead.
You're doing it.
No, you.
So, you. No, you.
I'm not doing that. Looking at some creepy shit. I don't get involved in that. Oh, we covered this already. Didn't we already watch this one? I think we did, right? Put a one in the chat. We saw this one. I think we did. Yeah, because that's the look on that guy's face. These are just some of the things that I watch on Reddit. So we got that premiere for American Patriot coming in 6 minutes. Here's the premiere link on American Patriot. Premiere link in 6 minutes. Don't meet me there, beat me there. That's what we have going on American Patriot here pretty quick. And
New tonight, a local police officer is on leave after investigators are looking into
pigtail. You got a pigtail. Pigtail right there. Look at the pigtail. Hello, pigtail.
claims that she put her own child in danger. See, New Yorker has developing details from Portage County.
This is Mattawa police officer Miranda Brothers, and officials say she's off the force after being charged with endangering her.
She left her 5-year-old kid with a known pedo, with a patter ass.
5-year-old child. Investigators say the 28-year-old woman left her child in the care of Sebastian Paratori, who is a registered sex offender. The complaint was filed New Year's Day by a Portage County sheriff's deputy who wrote Officer Brothers left her child, quote, alone without any other adult supervision with Paratori at the Main Street sub shop on Main Street.
She's going to lose her kid. She's not just going to lose her job being a pig. She's going to lose her kid.
Back in December, Paratori is the owner of the business. Court documents show Paratori was convicted of sexual battery of a juvenile back in 2017, and according to the registry, is a level 3 sex offender.
Anybody know what that means? I don't know what level 3 means.
Tammy Meyer was not available to go on camera, but says Officer Brothers has been placed on paid administrative leave.
She leaves her kid with a pedophile and she's on paid leave. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard. She's on paid administrative leave after leaving her kid with a pedophile.
She has a court date later this month. We'll keep you updated on air and online. Reporting in Mattawa, CN Yorker, 19.
Oh, sorry about that. That's the wrong one. This is the premiere right here. I'll drop this in the comment for. I'll put this on right here because we got 2 minutes till Wapner. Oh, it looks like some people are already over here. Who's already over here? April, Chevy. What is going on? Frostburger Dash Cam already here. Yo. So cool. This is the premiere coming up in 2 minutes. So I thought I would just put it on the screen here. And then that's my heart out. I got to go when that goes on. So everybody can meet. Here's the link to this video if you want to watch this over here. Thanks for coming. Remember, you guys, listen, I'm going to do a 2-for-1 on the trifold. I'm just kind of experimenting and seeing if the price points work, if I'm able to put 2 in an envelope versus 1. I'm doing all these different things, but it'll only benefit you because it's just going to be sales. I'm just trying to make sure that we have it the best way we can. So 2-for-1 on the trifolds for the rest of the day today, 2-for-1 on the trifolds for the rest of the day. So if you're watching this, it's 1:58 p.m. right now on January 8th. I'll leave this 2-for-1 all the way up until midnight. Until midnight. All right. So if you guys want to get a trifold, it'll be 2-for-1 up until midnight tonight. And then for the love of God, make sure you memorize every single case in this bad chicken. You have to know them inside and out, and then do it. And then if you want to do the case study yourself, come back and ask me questions. Love you too, Gloria. Good to see you, Basil. Good night. It's nice to see you, Kyle. How are you, Brian? Chuck, we don't stop. Good to see you, my friend. Victor, it's nice to see you. Jim, what's going on? Derek, how are you, my friend? Mark, you are welcome. You are welcome, my friend. Lenny, good to see you, buddy. How are you? April, nice to see you. You guys, do me a favor. Go over to this channel. This room should start to empty out. Go to that link right there. We are 1 minute until Wapner. This screen right here, you'll see the video start playing, and then I got to end this live. So go over there. There's a conversation already going on over there. Go to right there. That's the link for and subscribe to that channel, and make sure you go and watch the entire series. Watch the whole thing. I put 4.5 months of work into that so far, into the series, and it's demonetized. So there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'll figure out another way. But the story has to be told. The Ironton story has to be told, and it has to be in little bite-sized pieces so people can follow it. Go here. Go to this link I'm putting in the chat. Don't meet me there. Beat me there, in the famous words of my friend who's dead now, DPN. Rest in peace, brother. Oh, you got the poster printed up? Got the poster printed at Kinko's today. Even the FedEx guy was asking about it. Oh, dude, learn all those cases on there. There are 2 errors on that poster. There are 2 errors. When you find them, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, I thought we had a pretty good talk today about qualified immunity versus Terry versus Ohio. I thought that was a really good. The game has begun. Wyatt, did you get my email? I sent you an email today, Mr. Wyatt Elder. I sent you an email today, Wyatt. I hope that you got my email. Here's the link for that video that we're going to watch in 1 minute and 38 seconds. Go to that video right now. Alarcia, so good to see you today. Thank you for starting the qualified immunity talk today. I really appreciate it. Because look, it's and Alarcia, just I'm not mad at anybody who doesn't know the same things I know. You didn't spend 20 years, reading case law, and I did. So thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate it. Lenny, it's always good to see you, man. Always good to see Kyle. Legal Eyes Freedom. What is going on, my friend? How is everybody? Get over to this link right here. We have 1 minute till Wapner is playing. 1 minute till Wapner. And there that is. 1 minute until Wapner. Right there. Yeah, we got to keep on pounding. We got to keep going. As a veteran, we got to keep pounding and getting our absolute rights back. Keep it up, brother. I will, Randy. Chewy. It's so funny. Chille is my name, but a lot of people have been called Chille. I've been called Chewy 100 times in my life. So we got 30 seconds till Wapner. I'm going to drop that link one more time. Click on that link right there because I got to end this live to watch this premiere with everybody. I'm going to go over to that other channel, switch over to American Patriot channel, and I'll watch it over there. And the whole video is only 12 minutes, I think. This video right here is 12 minutes, and then we're done. 12 minutes. Here's the link for that. That's okay, Randy. I'm not mad at you, man. Love you. Chevy! What's going on, Chevy? 10 seconds to go. All right, I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming. I'll see you on the next one later.